From Qualzy Elizabeth, would you consider buying a home with JS half and half? No. No, and I will tell you why, but I feel like I should use that clip for like clickbait at the beginning of the video. I am about to enter a home body mood. Like, let me tell you guys, I've been in therapy since I was 12 years old. Everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our life update and Q&A for the month of October. I just made a cup of pumpkin chai tea. We've got the mug with the wonky handle and it's such a gray and gloomy day today, but I feel like this is just a perfect video to get cozy and catch up with each other because I feel like I've been a little bit out of touch from YouTube and I just want to talk about all of that. And honestly, my intention with this video was just to make a long, cozy, chatty video that you guys can put on in the background as you're working or doing laundry or cleaning your house or chilling, like whatever you're doing. I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a long and cozy video. So that is my intention. I hope you guys will enjoy it. Let me know what you think of the little background we have going on. What is this lump of gray, you may ask? It's my dog. Wait, come here. What a good girl. She had to lie down like as far away from the camera as possible, but I'm just glad that she's here. If anyone is new here, my name is Zoe. This is Maggie. I'm 28, she's 4, almost, and we live in Montreal. If you're new, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, and whether or not you're new, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like the video because it really does support my channel. So let's just set the scene. Today is Thursday. I wanted to start this video with a little bit of like how I'm really doing and just kind of life update because like I said, I feel a slight bit disconnected from YouTube just because I haven't been picking up the camera as much as normal. And I keep like breathing heavy. I don't know like what's wrong with me. I'm not trying to like be a downer or anything. I feel like I've been in a little bit of a slump ever since coming back from Vancouver. I've been back for a week now. So I feel like, yeah, I've been kind of like in a bit of a slump for the past week. I feel it starting to lift, but yeah, I've just been feeling kind of meh. I honestly think I'm really tired. I think I pushed myself really hard. Vancouver took a lot out of me with the meetup and the photo shoot, and then also kind of playing tourist, the time change and everything. I just really pushed it like to the max. And then I came home and was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. This Monday, so like I said, today's Thursday. This Monday, I was like, I'm gonna get into a healthy routine. I'm gonna start waking up earlier again and I'm gonna vlog it. And I couldn't get out of bed that morning. I started my vlog and I just hated how I looked on camera. I hated how I felt, everything that I was saying, I was not satisfied with. So I stopped vlogging, I deleted all of the clips, which doesn't happen to me too often, but that's a sign that like I'm frazzled when I do that because I'm just overthinking everything I say and like trying to be perfect and then feeling frustrated with myself. So I haven't picked up the camera since then, and I actually figured, you know what, we're so overdue for a Q&A. I feel like it's the perfect way to just cozily jump back in to making videos. And I don't know like what I feel is blocking me. I just feel weird. And I guess we all have these moments in life where we feel weird, whether it happens once a month, once a week. Like, I don't know. I feel like I used to feel not great a lot of the time. Like I really, especially like during COVID, like if you guys have been watching my channel since then, like I struggled a lot with my mental health, let's say like 4 years ago. And I've just been working on myself and improving that and feeling more happy more of the time. But we're not going to feel like happy and ecstatic every day. You know, it's just not realistic, I don't think. So I'm trying not to be hard on myself that I'm just feeling kind of down and just letting myself feel this way and letting it ride out, as opposed to like trying to force myself to feel better, because I know it will happen. And I've been alive now and I've been myself for 28 years. So I'm starting to know that, these things are just kind of cycles and they pass, and that's that. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys at the top of the video to kind of set the stage. I keep repeating myself. Something I've been also struggling with lately when it comes to my videos is this pull between positivity, negativity, and just being real. I feel like sometimes people construe being real as being negative. Like if I say, oh, I'm not having a great day today, I'm not feeling great, some people take that as being negative. And I understand how, like, if you had a friend and they were always like, I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling good, like you'd be like, okay, my friend is so negative. So maybe, like, I don't know, maybe that's how I come across on video. That's really not what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to just be real, and not negative. And then also it's like, I do want to come on camera and be positive and be, a source of happiness and comfort in your life when you turn on my videos. But then if I was just always positive 24/7, I'd be lying, and then I wouldn't be being real. So that is like this little triangle that I've kind of been struggling with. Is I feel like I used to turn on the camera no matter how I was feeling, and now I second guess myself a lot, and I try and only turn on the camera when I'm in this more positive zone. But I want to go back to like being real and of course being positive, because my goal with my channel is to show you guys a person's real life. I feel like I end up saying that in every single Q&A, but I want to show you guys real life. And real life is messy sometimes, and real life is like I put this stool here and I lit this candle, and none of this stuff is normally here. I did this for the video. So life is sometimes curated, but sometimes you also are in a slump. You know what I mean? On that subject, I feel like current events lately have kind of been getting me down. Last night was kind of, I feel like a lot of people in North America were watching the hurricane and kind of waiting to see what happens with Hurricane Milton. And, I was sitting at home, I was home alone, and I'm just watching, and it's really hard. And there's other news too, like around the world. The news is just crazy right now, and the news is not positive. It's not good. Like stuff in Quebec, sad things, the Middle East, like the whole world. At the same time, I feel as a YouTuber and as a content creator, I feel like there is this pressure to talk about current events and talk about the news in order to show that you're tuned in and that you're not, oblivious. And I think a lot of people like to be like, oh, these influencers are so oblivious. They don't care about what's going on in the world. They don't care about current events. But just because you don't talk about current events, and just because I don't sit here and recount current events to you guys, doesn't mean that I don't care. I just choose to keep my channel about my own life. And at that, I try and make it as positive as possible, because sometimes it feels like we can't run from the news. It feels like, it used to be that you would turn on the TV and you turn on the news and you watch the news and then you walk away. But the news kind of follows us everywhere now, because social media like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok have become these platforms for sharing the news and for people expressing their opinions and for seeking justice. And sometimes you just want to turn your brain off from what's happening in the world. And it feels like it's getting harder and harder to do that, because every single platform, we are flooded with this information. And so I often consciously choose not to talk about these things, not because I'm unaware, not because I'm ignorant, not because I don't care, but because you guys don't need to hear it coming at you from every angle. And I just felt this need to address that, because so much is going on, and I can't help if people look at me and think I'm ignorant. I can't help if people look at me and think, I'm a piece of shit who doesn't care. Like I can't help that. But I did just want to share my opinion on that with you guys, so but at the end of the day, I also don't need to prove to anyone that I'm a good person. I like to think that that comes across from my videos, and I like to think that through my videos, even if I'm not discussing current events, even if I'm not giving you guys my take on the US election, which I will never do, and I'm not American and it's just not my place, even if I'm not doing those things, I still feel like I can make I still hope that I can make a positive impact in your life through sharing about mental health and sharing just a regular person's life, giving you guys tips about work and finances, and keeping it just a little bit more micro, I mean. When the world feels so crazy and you feel helpless and like you can't do anything to change it, sometimes just focusing on yourself and making yourself a good person and making sure that you feel happy and you feel taken care of, I actually believe that that empowers you to go out in the world and be a better person. And everyone's gonna think that being a good person looks differently, so we'll just end this conversation there. The last thing I want to talk about before we jump into the questions, just on the life update topic, is kind of like how I've been feeling about, or just like a common feeling that I've been feeling is I feel a little bit lost right now. I get this way, and I think it's pretty normal for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people say, oh, in your 20s you feel lost. But like, what if you feel lost in your 30s too? I always try and not generalize like in your 20s or in your early 20s or late 20s, like, because we can all feel something at any age. Like, I don't think it's just limited to your 20s. But I think it's pretty normal to feel lost or feel confused. I feel like I'm in a transition period right now, especially when it comes to my career. I feel very stable in my personal life. Like, my family relationships are going great. My romantic relationship is great. I've got a wonderful dog, and her separation anxiety is getting a lot better. Like, in my personal life, things are great. In my career, things are also great. However, they just feel a little bit more up in the air. Like I said, I feel like I'm in a transition period. I'm studying for a Pilates certification. I'm trying to figure out what to do with copywriting. I'm trying to make and post as many YouTube videos as possible. I just made a huge investment in my channel. I just upgraded to a MacBook Pro, finally upgraded my editing software. Some of you guys, when I posted about this on Instagram, were surprised to know that I've been using iMovie this whole time. I've been using iMovie and Canva to add text on the screen, and my editing process would just take forever. I was so scared to invest in a heavier duty computer. I was using my MacBook Air. But I made the plunge. I spent close to, do you guys care? Yeah, I spent close to $4,000 updating my computer and buying Final Cut Pro, which is so much money. It was scary, but it definitely feels like an investment in myself and my career. And so I feel like I'm just going through a lot of different transitions right now, and a lot of things are up in the air. I have so little money in my bank accounts right now. I've taken from my emergency fund. I am not investing. I am not saving as much money as I would like, if at all. Like, everything in terms of career and finances feels up in the air, and it's very scary. But what I told myself this morning, and what has honestly made me feel so much better today, is I've decided to kind of label this as investment season. So when you make an investment, you're giving something away, right? Whether that's your time, your money, etc. So I'm investing into my career right now, and in a way it feels like taking a step back, because you're taking money out of your bank accounts, and I'm taking time away from work to study for Pilates, and I'm teaching more classes, which makes me less money than copywriting, but I'm trying to grow something else at the same time. So I'm investing my time, I'm investing my money, investing my energy into certain things. So this is investment season, and it can feel a little bit scary. But after investment season comes return on investment season, where I will get my money back from that laptop, and all of the investments that I made will hopefully pay off. And maybe not every investment you make is going to pay off, and that's part of learning. But after investment season comes ROI, return on investment season. And that makes me happy, because it's just a way of reframing things from being like, I'm lost and I don't have that much money in my bank account and blah, 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 blah. Reframing it from that panicky feeling to, you know, more businessy, and knowing that I'm doing something for myself. So if you're going through something similar, if you're paying for school or paying for a course or upgrading equipment or whatever it may be, you know, taking time away from work to learn a new skill, it can definitely feel scary. So I'm with you. And let's just stay strong together and know that our efforts are going to pay off, because I know that they will. For me, for you, for all of us. Okay, you guys, that is my life update. I see I'm like so much happier now. I'm like, got everything off my chest. Like, let's go. So that's that. Let's dive into the questions. I snuck a little peek at them this morning and they're good. They're really good. So actually I need to screenshot them so that I'm not like on Instagram this entire time. Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't realize there were this many questions. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm going to answer some of them today and we'll either do a part 2 or I'll answer the rest on Instagram. Sometimes I will post on YouTube for questions, but if you guys want to be a part of the next Q&A, follow me on Instagram. If you have Instagram, I know Instagram's not for everyone, because that's where I usually post the question box. And when I was reading through the questions this morning, I always have this fear when I post a question box that like no one's gonna ask me anything. When I was reading through the submissions this morning, I honestly felt so warm in my heart because you guys ask like the best, most thoughtful questions. And I just feel like that's such a reflection of my audience and like the relationship that we have. And that makes me really, really happy. I could have structured this. Honestly, I could have, I didn't. Let's start. I was actually just watching a Q&A of Hannah Adkins. I love her videos. The sun is coming in, it's crazy. Come back, please, please. I just got up to adjust the curtain and this setup is so cozy. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay, shut up. Like I was saying, I was just watching a Q&A from Hannah Adkins. She's such like a cozy, feel-good YouTuber. And she was so funny because she started her Q&A and she was like, okay, I know everyone wants to know the tea about like engagement, wedding stuff. She's like, so I'm gonna start there. And I feel like so many YouTubers like will bury that, and I was gonna do that, but then I saw her video, I'm like, okay, let's start with that. So I did get some engagement questions. Let's see. From Chills Lils, have you been ring shopping or not yet? No, I've never been ring shopping. My best friend Camilla and I actually have spoken many times about going, like the girls, like us two girls going engagement ring shopping together, just to like try on rings and get a feel of what we want. I don't want to put Camilla on blast. I feel like she already really knows what she wants. So maybe she was just being more supportive like for me because I don't really know what I want. But I also feel like that's just like a fun activity to do. However, it also feels super intimidating. Like I would feel like I'm wasting the salesperson's time if like I'm not, I don't know, like it's something that I feel really, really shy to go do, and we've been talking about it for months and like we've never done it. Why are you talking about your best friend when you should be going ring shopping with your boyfriend? I would rather go with my friend first than go with JS right now, just because it's like break the ice, and then with JS I can like go. I also feel weird. I know it's like a normal thing to do is to like go engagement ring shopping together, I think. Let me know like if you guys have been engaged or married, like how did it work for you? I feel like no one really talks about the process of engagement and like how it works. I feel like a lot of people make it look like it was just like a big surprise, but then there's actually a lot of like planning that goes in behind the scenes and a lot of talking about it. Like it looks like it's a surprise, but I think a lot of the time the girl knows that it's coming or like has an idea that it's coming because you've talked about it, and like it probably shouldn't be a surprise. Like if someone, anyway, I just feel weird. I feel like it's very like breaking the fourth wall if JS and I go ring shopping together and then, you know, you leave empty handed and then you're just sitting around wondering. Like to me, that feels very weird. Maybe it's a normal and natural step. I would rather go with my friend, take ideas and inspiration of what I like and have her kind of like send that to him so that I'm a little bit more removed from the process and not sitting around waiting, because I don't like to sit around and wait. I like to take control, and I honestly feel like if I were to walk into a ring store, try something on and like what I see, like I would want to walk out with it, and that's just like not really how it works. So long-winded way of saying no, I've not been ring shopping. Another question from Gabriella Cruz, when do you think engagement is coming? I think it's coming soon. I have a few reasons for knowing this because, again, like things just aren't as much of a surprise as it looks. JS said something to me the other day that like kind of took me off guard, because I feel like let's just talk of like in a heterosexual Did I say that weird? Let's just talk of like a situation where it's a guy and a girl getting engaged. I feel like for the guy, it's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. And the girl's like, when is it happening? Like, I want to know everything, details, thinking about it. Like, I feel like for girls, it's always on your mind. And I feel like that's not so much the case for guys. But he said something to me, I'm like so putting him on blast, but about how he had been talking, like how he has a jeweler in mind, and he had been talking about it with one of his colleagues at work. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, you're really thinking about this. Like I knew it was coming because I know that we will get married. Like it's something that we talk about. It's something that we both want. And you know, more and more now that we've been together longer, we talk about it more and more. However, I didn't know that he was kind of actively planning it. I don't know when it's actually going to happen. There are a few other things that I can't share with you guys just yet because like once everything is done, like one, I don't want to jinx it. And two, once everything is done, once we are engaged, like I would rather, you know, share everything after the fact. But there's some other stuff going on that makes me feel like I'm being so cryptic, I'm being annoying, but my mom has done something that makes me know it's coming. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so moving away from engagement, but still on the topic of jewelry from Jay Swaff. Where is the daily jewelry you wear from? Do you sleep with your jewelry on? So I love this question because I love jewelry so much. It's really like a nice form of self-expression for me. So I'll do a little jewelry tour for you guys. I'll show you. These are like my daily jewelries of the moment. So this chain is, let's come closer. This chain is from Majuri. It's like a flat gold chain. I think this is solid gold. I thought it was gold vermeil actually, but I never ever take it off. I wear it in the shower, like everything, and it hasn't tarnished at all, which makes me think it's solid gold. So that's crazy. This is a solid gold chain with 2 pearls. This is a Baroque pearl, and this is like a classic like round sphere pearl, all in gold. I never take this off either. Unless I'm not wearing it. I wear it in the shower. I wear it, you know, if I were to go swimming, I never take it off. So I have these 2 necklaces stacked. This has been my go-to look. You guys have also seen me wear quite often like a pearl slightly choker, like a shorter pearl necklace. That is actually from the line. They don't sell them anymore, but I love that necklace too. But this is what's on right now. I will probably switch to the pearls soon as it becomes like more fall and winter vibes. For my earrings, these 2 earrings are, I think these were my mom's. These are real little diamond studs. I put these in my ear years ago, never take them out, never, ever, ever. So yeah, that's what's in my kind of top, like middle cartilage piercing. I have 2 earrings down here. These are both from Ana Luisa. These I leave in all the time. They're not solid gold or anything. They're actually like, if I take them out of my ear, they're super tarnished. But they just have these crystals. And this one, the second one has a little chain, which I think is super cute and just adds like a fun detail that's always in my ear. And then this little huggy also from Ana Luisa. Sometimes I will activate my 3rd piercing. Lately, I just haven't. Like sometimes I'm able to put an earring through and it's no problem. And sometimes it really hurts. Lately, I haven't been able to get an earring through, but I could move this one over and then switch out these for more like statement jewelry. I'm just really lazy and I like to not take my jewelry off. So I just kind of stick with whatever is in my ear. And these, like when I'm sleeping, they don't bother me. So yeah, the ones with the chain pretty much always stay in the second hole. And then if I want to be more dressed up, I can switch out the first one. My nose ring, I've had that for years. I feel like that doesn't even count as my jewelry. Let's go through my rings next. This is a diamond and sapphire gold ring. This was my aunt's. She passed away and I got it. This middle ring, I get a lot of questions about. It's so beautiful. It's definitely my favorite ring that I have, and it was my mom's. It's missing a diamond, but yeah, she had it, and I kind of like, I was so annoying. It was Christmas, I put it on, I fell in love with it, and my mom would wear it like maybe once a month, maybe. And I was just like, Mom, please, like I begged her to let me have it and to let me wear it. And she finally said, okay. And I literally never take it off. And then the last 3 rings here on my ring finger, the bottom one, more sapphires and diamonds. This was either my mom's or my aunt's, I can't remember, but it was like a family jewelry. It might've even been my grandma's that then got passed down to the sisters. This middle one, this pearl ring, is from Majuri, and so is this flat diamond one. These are all gold as well. So when it comes to my rings that I leave on all the time, if you're gonna leave them on, you need to go solid gold or silver, unless you have one of those jewelries that like don't tarnish. But if you're going vermeil, then you have to take it on and off. And if I have to take a jewelry on and off, it's staying off. Like I'm seriously so lazy. Okay, last little bit of the jewelry tour. My watch is from Rosefield. It's actually, this was a 50,000 subscribers gift from JS, and it's engraved 50K subs on the back, which is so cool. And then this is a like stretchy vermeil bracelet from Lisa Goslin. This I have to take off. So this one's a bit more annoying because it's not as high quality. So you have to like take it on and off. Can't wear it in the shower. I take it off when I'm washing the dishes, but it's elastic. So it's a bit less annoying. I have 2 other ones of these. They're so cute. They're addicting and they're pretty affordable. And then the last thing, this is like brass, so it's slightly scuffed, but I never take this off. I wear it all the time. It's from Ana Luisa, and I am blown away by how well it has held up for something that is not like solid gold or whatever. I get a lot of questions about this. It's super cute. And then my hoop is like a fitness and activity tracker. I wear this next to this to try and make this look cuter because let's be real, it's like a bit bulky and not the most fashionable. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see this, but right next to that question was a question, tell us about the rings and the jewelry you wear. Do the pieces carry special significance? So I like to attribute significance to like everything. A lot of these don't have super special meaning except for the ones that were family jewels. My watch has a lot of special meaning to me. This bracelet I bought matching actually with, like I bought one for me and I bought one for Raisa, the founder of the line, to celebrate our new planner color. So this has special meaning to me. My earrings don't. I do have some necklaces that were my grandmother's like religious jewelry. There was one that was a ring that I turned into a necklace and one that was her cross necklace. So those have so much significance to me, especially now that she's no longer with us. I should put those back on, actually. I'm gonna change that today. Those ones are like so special that if I have a trip or something, I will usually take them off because I just wanna make sure that they stay safe, but I'm gonna be home for the next little while, so I can put them back on. Question from Kate, she says, will you do a meetup in Toronto or Montreal? Sad I missed the last one. So yes, I think Toronto will be the next step for like an official meetup. I'm really hesitant to do one in Montreal because it's just like, if I flop in another city, I flopped in that city. But if I flop in the city that I live in, that's really embarrassing for me. What is going on? What, like, it's a different day. Do you like, I feel like I have a lot of subscribers in Toronto. Like every time I go there, people are like, we need a meetup, we need a meetup. And less people are asking for a Montreal meetup. So I think I would do Toronto next. I would love to find a way to organize that we do like a class and maybe some journaling together, like some kind of activity. I just need the time and I honestly need some help. So if there's any like event planners or something in Toronto, like I need some help figuring out how to do it. If I have to do it on my own, it's never gonna get done. That's why the Vancouver one happened, because the line helped me out so much. So we shall see, probably Toronto next. And if you guys are in Montreal and you wanna meet me, you just have to come to one of my classes. Like, that's it. I'm laughing because that's another reason why I'm hesitant to do a Montreal meetup, is because I very rarely meet anyone from YouTube at my classes. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess that maybe just coming to class is like more random, and if it was like an official meetup, people would come. But I'm scared. I'm just a human, and I'm scared of rejection, and I'm scared of, you know, being alone, or I'm scared of failure. So yeah. From Liv Herzog, travel plans. So I wanted to talk about this because the answer is no. I just feel myself, I am about to enter a home body mood. Like something I love, and I'm so grateful for my trip to Vancouver that just happened, but it absolutely wiped me out, killed me. I'm like, I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere for the next little while. I feel like I do this a lot where I'm running around and I'm going to Ottawa and I'm going here and I'm always on the go. And I know that being on the go is like a very kind of like a blessed lifestyle. Like a lot of people want to be on the go. However, it really takes its toll on me getting out of my routine. And I know it's silly to like miss out on opportunities or miss out on excitement because you just want to be in your routine, but I'm down to be in my routine for a little bit. There were some talks about maybe doing a family trip at Christmas. I'm like, I don't know. Like on one hand, I would love to. I think it would be so amazing. On the other, I feel like I can't afford it. I just want to stay home and like back to that like ROI season. It's like I need to put all of the things I've invested in to work. And I just feel like I need to stay home for a bit. It's also never happened that JS and I are in the mood to do like home projects. Like we've never painted this apartment. We've never like DIY'd anything. We're not those people. And this upcoming weekend, we have a little project to fix something in the bathroom. And now JS is talking about painting our bedroom. I'm like, who are you? But like, I'm so down. Like I'm really down to be home and make our home cozy because winter is like right around the corner. And yeah, I don't know. I feel really happy at home, and that's like such a lucky thing to feel. So I'm kind of like, oh, I want to stay here and enjoy it and make it cozy and maybe host people. I think my sister is going to come at the end of the month. So yeah, that's the mood I'm in. I'm not in a planning my next vacation mood. It'll probably come sooner or later. Another relationship question that I like a lot from sometimes the Instagram usernames trip me up, from Jen. How do you and JS make/spend quality time together between how busy you both are? Great question. I feel like it's definitely hard. And yeah, it just comes down to like making time for one another and a little bit of sacrifice. Our schedules are so different because he works a 8:30 to honestly 6, like 8:30 to 6 most days. Like he goes to the office. He's like a very corporate man. And I'm like freelance girl. And especially now with teaching, I could teach at 7 in the morning. I could teach a spot in the evenings. In order to have quality time together, I try and mold my schedule into more of a 9 to 5. I do not take any classes like after 5 because it's important for me to be home and to spend time with him. It's funny because if I were to go out and teach a class at 5, like those are the classes that fill up, and those are the classes where you really have an opportunity to make great money, especially if you're getting like a bonus if you fill up your classes and stuff, which a lot of studios offer. But I'm just like, to me, it's not worth it. Like all we have together are our evenings and weekends, and a lot of the times our weekends are full. I used to teach on the weekends, so to me, like my evenings are sacred and that we spend time together. And I don't even see him every single evening. Like once a week, I have my bestie date with Camilla. Sometimes he has stuff after work with friends. Sometimes I have stuff after work with friends. So actually what we've been doing is, he like saw this on Twitter and I was like, yes, let's do it, is a Tuesday night date night. It's like no matter what, Tuesdays we spend time together. We actually forgot about it this week, and then we were eating dinner just like at home, and he was like, oh my God, this is supposed to be our date night. And we were like, okay, phone, like we already weren't on our phones and stuff. And date night doesn't have to be go to the restaurant, be fancy, dress up. Like it can be date night at home, and you're just a little bit more intentional about putting your phones away and like spending quality time together. Especially when you live together, I think that's the biggest thing, is like being intentional, because you can always be together, especially if both of you work from home. But just because you're always together doesn't mean you're actually together. Like if you're both just sitting there on your phone, if you're just, mindlessly watching TV and scrolling, sometimes that feels good. Like sometimes you need to turn your brain off. I so feel you. But sometimes you need to put your phones away and just like talk to each other and yeah, so once a week, we're trying to make that a point that we have good quality time together. And then on Sundays, we have this little routine. Sometimes we forget, but we try and every Sunday have a moment together where we talk about our highlight of the week, personal and professional, and what we're looking forward to next week, personal and professional. And so it's just a nice way to like wrap up the one week, open up the next. And yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy. I think that's what's so nice about like when you're, in a nice, healthy relationship is like any moment can be special. Like whether you're just driving together or having a little bit of time in the morning, going for a little walk, like make everything special, romanticize everything, and it doesn't need to be such a big deal. Another thing I will say is if you are super busy, talk about those things so that you can get involved in their busyness and they can get involved in your busyness instead of just being like, that expression, like ships passing in the night. Like, if he's staying late after work to like work on calls and whatever, like I want to know what he's working on and I want to be involved so I can support him. And same thing for me. Like if I need to, spend time editing on the weekend or spend time editing at night, like I keep him in the loop of my work and in the loop of what's keeping me busy so that we're cheering each other on instead of being resentful for those things keeping us busy. So we just spoke a little bit about classes. Let's answer this question from Italian Rosary. When will you be Pilates certified? And she put like the star eyes and a heart emoji. I don't know. It is not going well, my Pilates certification, all because of me. It has nothing to do with the program that I chose. I think I chose a great program. It's self-paced, which I should have known that I would struggle with. I should have known. I'm still glad I chose to go self-paced instead of like traveling or doing, like there were just no in-person Pilates teacher trainings that I could attend. There's one and it's like every Friday night. I'm like, great, I teach then. So I'm glad I chose the self-paced, but I haven't been finding enough self-discipline to prioritize it the way that I need to. I just find myself like I keep putting it off and I'm only dedicating time on Fridays. And I think once a week is just not enough, especially like last week I got busy. And so the time that I had dedicated to studying, I ended up spending it on something else, like answering emails and doing admin work. So I need to be a bit more disciplined with myself of like, when I say I'm going to study, I do it. And I think I also need to map out a plan and set some like goals and check-ins along the way to help with that like self-paced and self-guided learning to kind of keep me on track. But I'm enjoying what I'm learning. I'm just not putting enough time towards it. And like, I'm like disappointed in myself for that because I've paid for it and it's important to me and I want that certification. So I just need to like invest the time in doing it. I think part of me also has this fantasy of like cramming it out over like one weekend, but then I'm not going to enjoy it either. It's like, anyway, I was a procrastinator back when I was studying in university. I'm a procrastinator now. Like, ugh. From Clara, do you do yoga or just barre and now Pilates? So in terms of like what I do for myself, I had like this basically unlimited yoga thing over the summer. So I was going to hot yoga a lot. That ended because it was just like an intro package and I bought, I think 20 classes and I've been twice. Like I'm so weird. I'm so all or nothing. And that's really like a bad character trait of mine, I think. So I need to get back into doing yoga. I wanted to actually go tonight, but I forgot I have this like trivia event. I have no plans on teaching yoga. I'm so not like into it or good enough. Like I don't have a desire to be a yoga teacher. I would love to learn more about yoga and honestly do it more. I wish that my gym where I had the unlimited, like where I work and have an unlimited membership, I wish they had yoga because when I was going like almost every single day, I felt so amazing, like so amazing. But no, I don't have a desire to teach yoga. I think yoga is like so special and sacred and I would only want to teach it if my intentions were like 100% pure and not about just like adding more things to my roster and like being able to make money. Like I don't know. There's so much more to yoga than just like the class itself. So I do it for my personal practice, as they say, but I have yeah, teaching it, no. And then I actually barely do bar anymore for myself. I like only teach it, and then I do Pilates for myself, and now I'm gonna be starting to teach it. I'm gonna answer a few more bar and Pilates questions. So from Jessica Baker, have you thought about teaching Pilates classes online? Yes. As soon as I am certified, you guys, and I'm allowed to call myself a Pilates teacher, I want to start with like one video a month. I think I will make like a totally separate YouTube channel. You guys can let me know. Should I post them on this channel? I feel like it would make more sense if I post them separately. And yeah, I would love to give you guys just like some free Pilates workouts that you can do at home. Bar and Pilates has completely transformed like my relationship with working out. I've felt myself get so much stronger. I've seen the most change in my arms. Like suddenly my arms are like kind of toned, and I'm like, oh, okay, I love it. And that's just with like body weight and very, very light weights. So I would love to offer that for you guys to be able to do it at home. And it's something that I'm really excited about. I just need to finish my certification and then find a spot to film, because my apartment is too small. But I think I have some ideas up my sleeves. Like I'm starting to get really excited about that. So yeah, let me know if it should be on this channel or another channel, but probably another channel. And I'm gonna start slow. Like I don't wanna add too much onto my plate. I'll start slow, see how you guys like it, and we'll go from there. The last Pilates question is, how is the Pilates teaching going? So you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen I got a new job teaching mat classes. So I'm not calling it Pilates just yet because I'm not certified, but it's also not bar. It's really more in the style of Pilates, but we just aren't calling it Pilates until I'm officially certified. I've taught 2 classes only so far. So I started last week. It was great. It's a very, very, very different atmosphere and vibe to my other gym with my bar classes. It's a lot more low key, which I kind of like. The music isn't as pumping. I get to play just like whatever music I feel. So we listened to like a little bit more. It was like old Drake. Like I played like that song Come Through, different songs. And like, as opposed to at my other gym where we're really encouraged to play like dance music, like upbeat, like hype up music. This was like just more like get in your zone, feel the burn, instead of like club beats. So it's a pretty new studio, The compensation is really different than my other studio. So I don't know, like I need my classes to fill up in order for me to keep teaching there, just to make it worthwhile in terms of like getting paid. Full transparency. So we shall see how it goes. But you guys, if you wanna come take a class with me at Studio Joie, it's called, on Crescent. It's like really, really accessible. I'm gonna be teaching there on Tuesdays, and I'll post the schedule on Instagram. We're playing around with the schedule. That's why I don't have like a set thing yet. Okay, we're gonna change directions completely from Ron D. How are your plants doing? I love this question because I'm so glad that you care about my plants. Like it really means the world to me. You guys can see this one behind, the Bird of Paradise. It looks a little bit wonky because one of the stems is bent, but he's thriving. I gave him a bath and he's thriving. Do you see the little leaf coming up? That's like a new shoot that's starting to open up. So ever since giving a bath, doing amazing. The other one, the leaf is getting ready to open. So they're doing so much better. I really, really like hydrated them and they're doing great. My other plants are doing great too. Like my monsteras, I feel like I've got my monsteras down. Like I know what to do. So those are good. What else do we have? Snake plant, no problem. My bougainville is struggling a little bit. It lost its flowers, which is normal, and then it lost a lot of its leaves, and now it's starting to grow back. So this one is like a learning experience plant, but I'm still trying to do my best to take really good care of her. This next question is a little bit more deep, but I really like it, from Anna. She said, do you think that therapy is truly for everyone? I can't help but wonder if there may be exceptions. So I love this question because I feel like therapy has become kind of like a blanket solution. I will listen to podcasts and people are like, you need therapy, they need therapy. And therapy is not a blanket solution. It's not a quick instant fix. It's not like, oh, I went to therapy and now I'm cured. Like, let me tell you guys, I've been in therapy since I was 12 years old. I'm actually currently not in therapy, but I've done therapy on and off since I was 12. I'm 28 now. And I still have problems. I still do. So I hate that therapy has become this blanket solution. And I think a lot of people will say everyone needs to go to therapy. Everyone should go to therapy. And I don't like need and I don't like should. I think everyone could go to therapy. I don't think anyone shouldn't go to therapy. But I also don't think everyone needs to. That is my personal opinion. And maybe some people are going to disagree with me. That is okay. We're allowed to disagree. I just think it's like a weird pressure to put on people of like, if you're happy and you're content, you should still go to like, what if you don't want to, you know? I think a lot of people are scared to go to therapy, but like maybe they feel as though they would benefit from it, but they're scared. I think then, yes, we want to overcome that fear. But I don't think everyone needs to go. I've had so many different therapists. I've had amazing ones who have helped me so much. Like when I was a teenager, I had this one therapist who really, really helped my communication skills and helped me be able to communicate properly with my parents, how to ask for what I want. I used to feel so much anger when I was a teenager towards my parents, and I would just scream at them and I would swear at them. Like I was a nightmare. And she taught me how to effectively communicate with my parents, even when I was angry or even when I was worked up. And so that's life-changing. Like that is a life-changing skill to learn how to effectively communicate. And then I've had therapists who've said like weird things to me and then I don't want to see them anymore. I think it takes courage to go to therapy, and it takes trial and error. You're going to have therapists that you vibe with really well, and you're going to have some that you don't vibe with so well. For the most part, I've had good experiences with therapists, and there's even some where you're having a great experience and then you feel like you've kind of solved and worked through everything you needed with that person. And so you're ready to try out someone else, or you're ready to take a break. I'm currently in the take a break phase. I felt like I was getting to a point with my therapist where I was talking in circles and it was always the same thing. And I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere anymore. But I know that if and when I feel like I need to go back to therapy or I want to, I can find someone else. I can go back to someone that I've seen before. Like there's so many options. If you're curious, I would say go for it. And if your first experience is not so great, try again. But if you're totally fine without, or if you like, you know, I feel like there's this weird TikTok thing of like forcing your boyfriend or your partner to go to therapy. And like, I don't know if JS has ever been to therapy, but I would never force him to if he doesn't want to. Like, I don't think everyone needs to go. I don't think it's a red flag if people don't want to go. Like because I know it's not a miracle solution. You can learn things and improve your life yourself. You can learn things and improve your life through friends. And sometimes there does come a point where you need therapy, and everyone's just different. We're gonna get into the finance questions, and this is from the same person, from Anna. She asked me a question in French. So I'm gonna read it in French and I'm gonna answer in French, and I'm shy, but let's go. Quelles sont tes recommandations d'auteur/YouTuber pour apprendre à mieux gérer ses finances? So what are your recommendations for authors or YouTubers to better manage your finances? Ok, alors si je réponds en français, je vais vous donner le conseil, comme la personne, Mila. C'est quoi son nom de famille? Ok, je sais pas comment prononcer son nom de famille, mais Mila Taillefer. C'est une Québécoise, elle habite à Gatineau, puis j'aime vraiment son content. Je pense qu'elle est plus sur Instagram, mais elle est vraiment bonne. Elle poste comme des reels puis des astuces pour investir ton argent, sauver plus d'argent, puis elle est juste comme vraiment bonne avec son argent. Elle est plus comme thrifty, saving money vibes. Fait qu'elle est vraiment bonne. Sinon, il y a le livre We Should All Be Millionaires de Rachel Rodgers que j'ai beaucoup aimé. Puis il y a aussi le podcast, il y a aussi le livre, mais je ne l'ai pas lu, mais son podcast I Will Teach You to Be Rich de Ramit Sethi. C'est vraiment bon. Le podcast, tu peux l'écouter sur YouTube. Puis il y a aussi son émission sur Netflix. So, boom. Okay, what did I say? Mila Taillefer on Instagram. I love her content. She's Quebecer. Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. There's the book, the Netflix show, and his podcast. And what else did I say? Oh, We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. Nobody better come for my accent, okay? If you say anything mean, I'm gonna block you. Don't be mean like my Siri, okay? Oh my gosh, another French one. Bonjour, I am watching all your YouTube videos. I'm at 2021. Girl. Oh no. From Mel, what are your financial goals? So I feel like I had so many financial goals at the beginning of the year. I had a really big goal with investing for my RRSP, building different sinking funds. And I feel like all of that is out the window right now. Right now, my financial goals are to figure out the separation between my business and my personal spending. That's going to take a couple months of just like ironing out all the details, but that's my biggest goal right now, is starting to build a financial base in my business, you know, paying off this computer and everything, keeping a little nest in the business, and then starting to pay myself a fixed amount every single month. That is goal number one. From there, my goals are to refill my emergency fund and then start investing once again. I paid for my Pilates certification through my emergency fund, so I really want to pay that back and just get kind of everything settled again. I feel like I know it's like maybe a bad attitude, but like I feel like I'll revisit my, you know, really strong, more aggressive financial goals in the new year. I just want to give myself the rest of the year to let those ROIs pay off. And yeah, my goal, like a big goal, would be to finish 2024 with my emergency fund filled back up. I think that would be a really great accomplishment and a great way to go into 2025, but we shall see. From Qualzy Elizabeth, would you consider buying a home with JS half and half? No. No, and I will tell you why, but I feel like I should use that clip for like clickbait at the beginning of the video. So half and half in terms of him putting down 50% of the everything and paying 50% of the mortgage, me putting down 50% of down payment, paying 50% of the mortgage, no, because he currently makes more money than me. So I personally believe in that like equity versus equality, where equity is like finding something that's fair for both parties versus equality being everything's the same. Right now, he makes more money than I do. Therefore, it's more fair that he contributes more to the household. Let's say we bought a house. I would expect that he pays more of the mortgage than I do. If I was making more money, I would contribute more of the mortgage than he was. He also has this house right now that, not house, it's an apartment, condo. But when the time comes to sell this, you know, he's gonna have made money from this. So he really is farther along than me in terms of like his finances. And so it just wouldn't make sense that we buy a property 50-50, like me putting down the same as him, because I don't have the same as him. That being said, I do believe that when you live together, you are equal partners. Let's do like a huge exaggerated example, but let's say he pays for 90% of the home and I pay for 10. Like that's insane, but it wouldn't be that, but I'm just making it extreme to show that this is an example. If that's the case, he contributes 90 and I contribute 10. He doesn't get to go around being like, I'm the boss of this house because I own 90%. We're 50-50 equal partners, but we're gonna contribute monetarily in a way that makes sense and is fair for both parties. And I just believe it's not about men, women. I believe whoever makes more can contribute more in, you know, consequence of how much they make. And maybe one day I'll make more money. Maybe my YouTube channel is gonna blow up and I'm gonna be the bigger breadwinner in the family, and then I will contribute more. You know, that's just the way that I see it. Equal partners and equitable contributions. And you know what? That's the way I see it for me. That doesn't mean that everyone has to do the same. I think everyone should do whatever they want in their relationship with their finances. Some people just feel better, you know what, let's do it 50-50, and that's just way it's just fair across the board. And that's totally fine if that's how, you know, you want to do it. Whatever works for you and makes you happy. I don't think anyone can tell anyone what to do. But JS and I are both aligned in terms of what I just said, contributing based off of the individual's income, their prior investments, all of that. It's also just like if he wanted to split everything 50-50 with me, he would have to meet me where I'm at rather than me meeting him where he's at. So let's say, you know, houses are so expensive right now. If he had to meet me where I'm at, like we're looking at a smaller house then, because I don't have as much saved up and I don't have as much to contribute towards a mortgage right now. I actually have anyway, just buying a house feels so far away. It's not really something it's something I think about a lot, but not like actively, like it's not happening tomorrow. If anyone's trying to get me to sign a mortgage tomorrow, like the bank's gonna laugh in my face. They're just gonna be like, sorry. So yeah. So when the time comes, we shall see. I do, I'm laughing and I'm joking, but I really do, you know, want to attract that abundance. And I know that my dream home is out there. And I know that there is a world in which I can afford my dream home. You can afford your dream home. I think we can always make things work. And so, you know, when I'm laughing and stuff, I'm not trying to be like negative or blasé. It's just like I'm trying to make light of what can be a stressful situation, which is thinking about purchasing a home in this economy. Last money question tied in with a little bit of a dog question. How much money do you think one should save before getting a dog? Are there a lot of dog related fees? Save up your money. There are so many dog related fees. I spend so much money on Maggie on a daily basis. If you watch my monthly money check-ins, you would know that I spend anywhere from $100 to $250 a month on my dog. Now, my dog is a bit of a special case because she has separation anxiety. I need to get her watched more frequently, and that adds up quick. Like one dog watching session can be $50. So if your dog doesn't have separation anxiety, if you get a breed that, you know, can stay home 8 hours a day, you're gonna save money there. Like dog care is so expensive. But if you want to go on a trip, you're looking at anywhere from, you know, $100 in dog care, unless you have family members, to when I went to Colombia for 2 weeks, $600 on getting Maggie watched. Like that's insane. So having a dog is so expensive. Yes, saving up can help, but I think it goes beyond saving up to actually having room for it in your budget. It's not just like you save up for it once and then you're good to go. You're gonna have to budget for this animal every single month. Having a dog is so funny. Like obviously I've never had kids, but it really feels like you need a village to support you with that dog, because if you have family who can watch the dog, you're gonna save so much money when you wanna travel. But there are certain things that are unavoidable. Food can be really, really expensive. The vet, forget about it, it's so expensive. I would recommend saving up at first, because the first year of getting a dog is really, really expensive. You're going to the vet once a month, if not more frequently in that first little while. You have the operation to get them neutered or spayed. That is really expensive. All of their kind of initial puppy vaccines. You have them all concentrated right at the beginning when you get your dog, and then you have their spay neuter operation. And then from there you have annual or like twice every 2 year vaccines. So I would recommend really saving up, like honestly over $1,000 plus whatever, you know, if you're getting a dog from a breeder, you may have to pay for it. If you're getting a dog from a shelter, I think there are also fees associated with that. It all just depends, but yes, save your money. It's worth it. Like if you would have told me how much I would have spent on Maggie, I probably never would have gotten her in the first place, but I'm so glad no one ever told me, because I love her so much. Like the love and the joy she brings me is so much worth so much more than the money. Like it's a feeling that money actually can't buy. But sometimes it's better just to go in blind. But I will tell you, you know, yeah, expect to spend a lot of money, but also know that it's worth it. We're gonna wind down this video with just some like fun, lighthearted questions. One is from Jennifer. How are you doing? Any tips on how you plan to stay positive and healthy this winter? So we talked about the how I'm doing at the beginning. I'm already feeling so much better just doing this long, cozy chat with you guys. But I love this question about staying positive and healthy in the winter, because it is so easy to let everything slip. So I am actually really conscious of that. And I think, like, I want to say for the first time, I'm really, really actively thinking about what I do now and the habits that I build now I can carry with me through the winter time in order to stay happy. I do not want to get so down in the dumps in the winter. I want to keep being productive. I want to keep being happy. I want to keep thriving and feeling healthy and wealthy, because that's the best feeling. So one thing really, really simple that I've started doing is taking a vitamin D. As the days get shorter, we really need to, I'm not a doctor, but we need to supplement with vitamin D because the sunshine goes away. So I've started taking a vitamin D. It sounds silly, but I do believe it can really help. I'm starting to iron out my morning routine and just figure out what I like. I've always wanted to be that person that like wakes up and goes for a workout, wakes up and goes for a walk. And like, I'm so not. I'm really a slow morning type of girl. I like to wake up early and I like to take my time in the morning. I'd rather do like a midday or evening workout for now. That could change, but for now, that's really what I'm into. I don't like that feeling of going for a morning workout and then everything in the day kind of getting pushed back. I like to have a slow morning and then start my work. Like that's what really makes me happy. I've really been romanticizing my morning tea. It's just something that makes me feel very happy and I look forward to every morning when I wake up. So trying to really solidify that morning routine to get me out of bed. It's already hard because it's darker like for longer in the morning, but I will keep you guys posted on that and like other healthy habits that I'm doing. The last thing I'll say is I'm trying to really take care like of my body in terms of like hydration, like drinking enough water and putting a lotion on my whole body, because I hate that feeling in the winter when you get so dried out. It really affects my confidence, which makes me feel down. It's just like this downward spiral. So just like little physical things too, like taking care of my hair, body, etc. It's a little bit superficial, but whatever. On a similar note, question from Eliza: what are simple things that bring you joy that we may not know about? I love this question so much because I've really been trying to focus on the more simple things lately. Like I said, my morning routine of like making a tea and sitting down on the couch or sitting in my cozy chair by the window and just reading. That has been making me so happy. I've been reading a series of Unfortunate Events, which like, they're such like silly little books, they're kids books, but reading something kind of just like light and easy and like almost mindless is so good. Like that feeling when you're just really into the book you're reading, so good. And so it's like a 13 book series and I'm on book 9 now. So that's been making me really, really happy. And I just want to keep reading those books that make you feel good. Not like a book where you're like, oh, I have to read this, but like I want to, I get to, and you just kind of lose yourself in the story a little bit. I've also started a really nice morning routine of, instead of forcing myself to go for a long walk in the morning when like I'm just not in the mood, I take Maggie out and we play. So I got these really cute bacon scented, so weird, but like bacon scented squishy balls that when you like squish them, they make like a squeaky noise. And I take her out in the morning to play. And so like I'll throw the ball, and I actually kind of like just like standing still instead of like going for a walk. But it's great because she gets to run, and like watching her run and have fun really makes me happy. And like, she's so cute and like that brings me joy. But yeah, instead of like walking, I get to stand still and I get to just like think about my day. I try and not bring my phone or listen to a podcast or listen to anything. I try and just like listen to the birds and listen to the morning. And that's been really nice. Like actually, yeah, standing still instead of being like, let's go get my steps, go, go, go. It's very, very chill. And watching her have so much fun with the ball is like really cute. And it makes me feel grateful to have a dog. And like, I feel lucky to have a dog. Like she really brings me a lot of joy. So yeah, those are little things. Tea, like having a slightly elevated tea, whether that's your favorite matcha, your favorite green tea. Right now, I'm so into this pumpkin chai. Something that's a little bit seasonal and like extra special. So good. Like I don't drink coffee at home. I know for a lot of people, like their coffee is that ritual for them. For me, it's my tea, pumpkin chai, Earl Grey. Earl Grey lavender has been another favorite. I'll do a matcha more in the afternoon, not first thing in the morning. But just making my tea has been such a nice, simple thing that brings me joy. We're gonna end with one last question. This question is from my friend, Michaela. Love you, Michaela. What would your dream home, dream city, dream life look like? So I feel like I'm always thinking about my dream life. I'm always fantasizing and I think about my home. Right now, my latest obsession is the possibility of having a greenhouse in the backyard. I've never been really into gardening, but I would love to. And I would also love to have what do you call it? Like a solarium. So like attached to your house, an all-season solarium filled with cozy places to sit and read and drink tea, of course. Like that is definitely something that I dream about. The city, I don't know. Like I just came back from Calgary, Banff, Canmore, and I'm like, I want to move to Canmore because it's so beautiful there. And when you're in the mountains, you feel this sense of like smallness and security. And like, I feel like I'm contained by the mountains. So right now, like Canmore is my dream city, but then it's very far from family. So I don't know. I don't know. I dream of like obviously having, you know, a beautiful life with JS. I really see us being together. I dream of having little babies. It makes me want to cry because it's something that I think about a lot. But at the same time, I feel like I need to acknowledge that right now I'm also living my dream life. Like this apartment is so beautiful. It's so bright. This apartment is one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived in my whole life, filled with insanely beautiful furniture and gorgeous plants, and a dog that I love and a partner that I love. So that's like also my dream life. And I get to make YouTube videos as a job, and like, you know, I get to invest in myself, buying expensive laptops and taking Pilates teacher training. Like these are all things that I dreamed of and never was even sure if it was possible. There was a time when I was working corporate and I was actually so miserable, but I was scared that that would have to be my life because for the rest of my life. But things change and you take risks and you take a bet on yourself, whatever that looks like, whether that's staying corporate and switching jobs or going off on your own. Like, it looks different for everyone. But you know, this right here is also my dream. So thank you guys for being a part of it. Now I'm back in my feels, but like in a beautiful way. I have been recording for 1 hour 17. So we'll see how long this video actually turns out to be, but I want to thank you guys for being here with me, for getting cozy with me. I hope you enjoy this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye.